release it on Tuesday, you have the maximum amount of days to count up the amount of books that have been purchased of your book to be on the New York Times bestseller list. To be on the New York Times bestseller list. So I understand why people are releasing books on Tuesdays. But at the same time, as a person who works a 9 to 5, I really, really wish that books were released on weekends. Number one, so I can go to midnight release parties and not have to be exhausted for work the next day. And number two, so I can spend the entire day reading and not have to wait an entire work day to pick up my pre-order. So here's what